What's up, everyone? Dope Squad is in the house. We got Pete, we got Chris, we got Matti, and this is an episode of Off Trail. Just kidding, it's us. It's the normal crew. It's Luke and Chandler and BDOTES. We're just dressed up because this is our Halloween episode. Yes, we know this is like a week late, but we wanted to be a little festive and have fun with this, and, well, we thought we could impersonate some of these people pretty well. And it flows with the topic of today's episode with where we found inspiration as we're going through our photo journey. So it worked, right?
I think it works.
Yeah, I'm just a little warm, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Well, at least you look good.
Yeah, Matti over here's got a little puffy jacket inside.
Yeah, and the beanie.
Yeah.
So we gotta try to get through this episode so we can shed some layers.
Yeah.
But
It's all right. No rush. We're here for a good time. So.
Oh, it's going to be a great time on this episode of Off Trail. So today we're going to talk about where we find inspiration in our work and everything. But before we get into that, I want to make sure we take care of the show. If you are watching this on YouTube, which hopefully you are for the Halloween episode, because we're in costume, be sure to like this video, comment, especially if you like our costumes. But be sure to subscribe to our channel, most of all. That's the biggest thing you can do for us, helps us out the most. And if you prefer the audio-only version of this podcast, which, again, that's great, but this episode in particular, you need to come find on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the fun of it.
You got to come let us know who has the best costume.
Absolutely. Comment below who's got the best costume.
Because you've got a really good
I mean, I went all
Peter
out.
McKinnon look.
I got the hair, I got the tats, I got the black shirt.
Yeah. Everything.
The
just
hat.
looks, when we were setting up, I was looking in the screen on one of the cameras, and I was like, holy crap. It's Peter McKinnon.
Peter's in the house.
He's sitting at the desk, yeah.
I wish I got rings. That was the one thing. I wish I did.
yeah.
I could have drawn little tattoos on my fingers.
Yeah.
But
And then BDOTES is just a straight
he's
doppelganger.
a dead ringer for Matti.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little side profile picture that Luke was like, "Can you pull this off?" And I sent him one back, and I said, "Yes."
But yeah, so we got this fun episode today. So if you are listening to audio only, be sure to go find this episode on YouTube just so you can have fun and see what we're looking like today. But if you prefer the audio only version, we're on all major podcasting platforms. Please leave us a 5-star review, especially today. We earned it today. I mean,
yeah.
Come on. We went hard today.
Little
for it.
extra effort today.
So
yeah.
if you can do 6 stars, do 6.
Even Miss Garrick showed up.
Yeah,
look at
because
Chandler's
if you can't
bronzed
tell,
face.
Chandler's got a makeup beard right now.
Yeah, I finally grew it.
It's only took 12 years.
Yeah.
And it only took 2 seconds to apply, but it's there.
Yeah, but we went out all out for you guys today, and we want
Yeah.
to make sure we earn that 5-star review.
I'm
So,
wearing makeup for you guys.
Yeah, I mean it's a big step.
That's a big step.
It takes a big man to do that.
It does, yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
I am confident.
But yeah, so that's it. Be sure to stick around to the end of the episode because every week we're adding something new to the table. So want to make sure you guys see what's going on there, and maybe have a chance to see an item you send us featured on the show.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to move into the topic of today's episode, and that is where we find inspiration in our work. And we're going to start out with, I don't know, maybe the GOAT of all inspiration for photography.
For modern photography, yeah.
And that is with Peter McKinnon. I mean, this is not one of our choices. It's seemingly everyone's choice because everyone seems to find him at some point in their journey.
Yeah, I think everybody who's gotten into photography over the last, 5-6 years probably has gotten in because they saw a Peter McKinnon video.
Yeah, and it's honestly, it's just because I put out great tutorial videos and I have a great personality and, it's just what I do best.
It is, yeah.
And I'm Canadian, so I'm very nice.
It is, yeah. And you have such it's a whole vibe.
It is a vibe. It's an energy.
It is, yeah.
And no one can match it. I'm just the GOAT, so. But to be serious, like most people end up finding Peter at some point. And whether you gravitate towards him long term or not, like I started out, that was what I found. And I haven't watched a lot of his stuff anymore because I don't watch much YouTube at all anymore. But seemingly everyone finds him at some point. I mean, even Beto, it's like we suggested this idea of dressing up as people, as Peter and Chris and Matti. And Beto's like, I don't know who Chris or Matti are.
Yeah.
But he knew who Peter was.
Yeah.
And like that's the point. It's like somehow Peter is just a part of everyone's journey in some way or the other.
I mean, his name is on gear now.
I have his backpack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. And so, a lot of people find his stuff, they go through his tutorials, and I think a big part of what makes him an inspiration for so many people, and again, especially starting out, it's just his personality. Like, he's got a killer personality that people just, they like, and they want to be around, they want to be more of. Because that's what we've talked about before. A lot of people now, you know, if they watched a lot of his stuff, you know, as they were learning, they don't watch his stuff now to learn. They just watch because they want to see what Peter's up to.
Yeah, that's why I watch. Yeah.
Because they feel like they're like a part of Peter's story, and like that's a really cool thing that he's developed over time. You know, there's not many people that have that same kind of charisma and following that he's got.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things, like, regardless of what you think about him, if you like his work, if you still watch him or anything, he's part of your story. There's a good chance he is. And, you know, it's just something to recognize, you know. He takes great photos. He does great video. You know, I really wish, you know, we could do like a little coffee B-roll for this, but
that'd be cool.
We're not going to, because you and me don't drink coffee.
No.
And BDOTES, I think you sparsely drink coffee.
Correct.
So it's just not going to happen. But like, you know, there's things about like Peter. Everyone knows about him just because he's known for so many good things, and like he just seems like he's a great dude.
Yeah,
you know?
The impact that he's had on modern photography it can't be understated.
Yeah,
So,
and if you're someone out there who somehow has not found him, go find him, and because he's got amazing stuff. He's great tutorials. Like he's someone you really should check out at least a couple times. See if he's your kind of vibe. You know.
Yeah.
And if he's not, then go check out Chandler's stuff.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's an easy one to start with because again, he kind of just touches everyone.
Yeah.
To some degree, you know. So from here, we're gonna go around the circle a little bit and talk about, you know, who else has like inspired us. And I'll go ahead and start. I'll throw another one out there, and that is the photographer Mark Denny, who has a lot of YouTube stuff as well. He's obviously on Instagram, everywhere too. But he was someone that like I found early on, like alongside Peter McKinnon, who I saw his stuff and I was like, he's got amazing stuff. He's got great tutorials. And it's almost like for me, if I was going to pursue photography, especially landscape photography, because that's what he does, like he's almost like my gold standard in a way. It's like I want to be like him because I see his work. I'm like, he is just so professional and good. And like I can tell he's on a level that few aren't.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether it's in his especially in his compositions, and his edits, like all of it, his ability to talk about photos and discuss everything, like he's a pro. And, you know, if I was ever going to try to go down that path, which I don't really plan on it, I'd want to try to aspire to be more like him in that sense. You know, the one thing we've talked about him before is you see photos that he's got, and a lot of them aren't even photos from like places you would know.
No,
it's just like they're like a random photo in the woods somewhere, and it's an amazing photo.
Yeah, it's like they make you stop and be like, this has to be in some crazy place, and it's like,
yeah, and it's like, no, he's just walking along. He's like, there's a photo, good photo here, and he takes it, and sure enough, it's like better than every photo I've ever taken, and it's like this is in some no-name spot that, you know, he just makes it work. And again, to me, that's like the standard. That's what you should aspire to be like, because you can go anywhere at this point. We're lucky that we live in Utah, where you basically point your camera any direction. You know, and it's a great photo.
Except at Chandler.
Some of my best portraits are of Chandler. So
I mean, I've got a pretty good one.
You did get a great one. Yeah, I mean,
I think you were jealous of that.
You and me are in competition, bro.
It's true.
No.
Both of you. I mean, my profile picture on Instagram right now is a photo you took.
Yeah.
So and then there's been a lot of photos.
And like the past 7 ones before that were mine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you knew him longer than me, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things like a photographer like Mark is just someone I think you really should try to be like. And I want to maybe make a point. He's someone you should try to be like, more so than a lot of the Instagram people you see, because they're great, but like it's not that they're just doing it for Instagram, but it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as real and as professional as like someone like Mark Denny is.
Yeah. There's Mark Denny really has a, I don't know what the word is, but it's, I mean, you said it really well, but you know, it feels more professional, but it's I don't know, it's just at a whole nother level of anything I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just, he has such cool work. It's unlike anything anybody else has.
Yeah. So Mark, you're the pro's pro. Like you're the
Mm-hmm.
man. You've inspired me to want to shoot and get better at this craft and find stuff like you. Now, again, I'm kind of in this weird phase where I'm losing some interest, but like nonetheless, like through all of that, and even still, like you're the guy that I look at, I'm like, this is someone like I'd want to keep trying to be like.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. So keep it up, Mark. We're a small YouTube channel. You are not, so you don't need encouraging words from me, but you're the man.
But no, you got fans here.
You have fans.
Yep.
Big fans. So,
Yep.
All right, Chandler, I'm going to pass it to you.
All right.
Let's hear one of your guys.
So I'm gonna go with who is probably. Ooh, let's see. I have two photographers that I think are my favorites, and I think I'm gonna go with what I think is my second, or who I think is my second. Just to kind of stick with this theme of professional landscape photographers. But this is Michael Shainbloom. And I think that Michael Shainbloom is the best landscape photographer on the planet. And every single image that he puts out,
Stunning.
it's stunning. Yeah, it's amazing. And every single time he posts something, I sit there and I look at it and I'm like, how the heck did he do this? And there really aren't a lot of other photographers that make me want to be a better photographer. Obviously, he does a lot of stuff on YouTube. I love all of his landscape tutorials that he does on YouTube. I've learned a ton from him. He's been doing this for, I don't know, probably 15 years or so. And so like he's been doing it a long time. He's got a lot of content to go back and check out. And the way that he just explains things is so clear, it's very slowed down, and it's very easy to learn from him. So, and it's very easy to, and he's very open. He's a lot like Mark in that sense. Like he's very, very clear and articulate in the way that he talks about photography and the way that he explains things. So, and then, yeah, his photos have they've always had such a huge impact on me. And that's something that I want to be like. Those are the photos that I want to have.
Yeah,
So,
he's incredible.
yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of his YouTube stuff because again, I don't watch a ton of that, especially anymore. Like I watch Peter's and Mark's, and I'm like, I'm kind of done
Yeah.
with that. But like I know I'm familiar with his work, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And to get to that kind of a level, it's like, wow, like what do I have to do?
Yeah.
And that's like the point. It's like you see work like this, and you're like, I want to get there.
Yeah.
And it just inspires you to keep moving and keep learning and stuff. And it's also cool because we actually have a mutual contact with Michael Shainbloom.
We do. We have a couple, actually.
Patricia, Patty, Pete Dizzle. You got to set this up for
Yeah.
us.
Well, we actually have a few. We have a few people who know Michael.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But Patricia, I'm looking at you in particular.
Patricia's the biggest one. They're good friends.
Yeah.
So,
But no, Michael's a great one. Again, I haven't seen a lot of stuff, but like, dude, his photos are. BDOTES, you know Michael Shainbloom? You follow him?
The name is very familiar,
Yeah.
and I think yeah.
you've
I
got to
can't-
follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's been to some similar spots we've been to here
Yeah.
in Utah. And like, as I saw some recently, I was watching, I'm like, dude, those are incredible photos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been to this exact spot, almost in that exact spot, flip-like place.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get that shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like-
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Like,
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things like, there are levels to this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not there.
Yeah. Not there yet. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's just, it's funny. I love doing this thing where I go to my favorite photographers' like Instagram pages, and I will go back to the beginning because I want to see where they started at. I want to see what they what they were doing when they were 2-3 years in, like we are, and or 3 or 4. I guess we're approaching almost 4 years now.
I don't know where I'm at.
But I like to kind of gauge myself, figure out like where I'm at and figure out like what he started to do differently and to get to the point where he's at. So yeah, that's probably, like I said, I think that he might be my number 2.
Am I your number one?
You're my number 1.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Feels good.
So I don't know. I can't decide. My top 2 are kind of tied.
Yeah.
So,
1A, 1B.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay, that's a great one to throw in for this episode. Again, phenomenal photographer. Go check out his work, follow him, all that stuff. Worth the follow,
Yeah.
100%. BDOTES, we're going to throw it to you. Do you have someone you would like to throw out there as someone inspiring?
I do. So when I was still kind of learning the whole composition, all that fun stuff, I watched a lot of this guy who lives across the pond in the UK. His name's James Popsis.
I thought Chandler would know the name.
Yeah.
I don't know the name because, again, I don't watch a lot of stuff. But I was like, I bet Chandler knows him.
So
If we start talking UK photographers, bro,
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
So he does a lot of like POV out in the field videos where he'll be snapping his camera. The images will pop up on the screen. He'll explain everything. And that really helped me kind of understand what to look for. And it's crazy because you'll look at some of the shots he gets and you'll see his little GoPro footage and you'll be like, I don't know what the heck he's aiming at. And it'll pop up and you're like, oh, wow. Like, wouldn't have seen that. And yeah, another very humble gentleman who everybody should check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like you bring up a good point, like in how, like, what exactly is inspiring about him. It's like this idea that, you know, you can literally see him going out in the field in his videos, and then he shows you what he saw right in that moment. And it's a cool way to gauge, like, oh, like, would you have seen that if you were in his shoes? And a lot of people, I think, starting out, there's no way, right? But you're like, oh, maybe I can go out and I can kind of do that same thing. You know, maybe not recording yourself going out, but like, it's kind of encouraging to say, like, oh, if I go out, maybe I can see that too, or something similar, or, you know, close to that.
And I just watched one of his videos a couple nights ago, and I was kind of trying to picture what his shot was going to be. And yeah, some of them I was way off. Some of them I was pretty close to getting what he was composing. So
yeah, and I think that's also like the power of like that medium as well. Just, you know, through video, whatever, not just like, here's my photo. It's like, oh, here's my whole journey. I'm out having fun this day, and I saw this, and I thought it was cool. It's like, it's very personable, and like you can kind of relate. It's almost like you're there with them. Obviously, you can't talk with them, but like you can kind of see their whole process, you know, of how they're thinking about it, how they're approaching the craft, and it's just examples of how you, as a photographer yourself, can like go down that same route and add that to your process as well.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons like why I love Michael Chamberlain as well, because he does all that same kind of stuff, and that's exactly like how I've learned as well. Like a lot of those, like James and a lot of those guys who are out in the UK, like they do that same kind of stuff, and that's why like I've tried to implement it into my YouTube videos, is because like that's helped me, and I've heard other people talk about how that's helped them as well. So I know it's super effective. But yeah, that's a great pick. So
yeah, no, I think it's great. And there's a bunch of people that do stuff like that as well. You know, I think you might mention someone else. I'm guessing. I'll take a guess at it, but
yeah, maybe.
But there's a lot of different ways like you can find, you know, inspiration through these people. You know, my next example will be slightly different, but like the reason it's good to find people like this, because that's a big reason, like how you keep moving forward and seeing new things and how you want to change your own work. You know, like you can, if you never watch any of this stuff, you just go out and take photos and be like, oh, I have good stuff, and you'll never have anything to compare your stuff to, like an image of like where you think you want to be one day. And it's important to have like that roadmap, kind of like the goal of like, what do I want my work to transform into at some point? Because if you don't have that end goal, how do you know what steps in between that you need to take?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got to figure out like all those in between things and you know, make that happen before you can ever reach the end, even though there is no end to your work, you know. But I will add my next one to this conversation. And I said it's going to be a little different because it's not like it's, you know, inspirational to me to get out and take photos necessarily. It was more like I saw this guy's style, his edit, and I was like, I want to do that. You know, I want to change it, because my initial edit when I started doing stuff was just very basic. It was like, I'll say clean and just kind of natural, but, you know, nothing crazy at all. But then I saw this guy's work, and I was like, it'd be kind of fun to dabble in that a little bit and figure out how to work that edit into my stuff. That's why I made a new page and, you know, basically gave up all my followers. So that's another story. But but I ended up just going for it, you know, and I saw his work, and now this is anything you see from me, it's essentially based off what I want to try to do with him, was mimic his style. And this photographer is Garrett King. He goes by the name of Short Stash on Instagram. That's his brand. And he's a phenomenal photographer, you know, great artist, but his style is so different than what I had been shooting. And I was like, I could do that. And especially because a lot of what he does involves people to some degree. And I was like, well, a lot of what I do involves people, like closer up shots. And so it's like,
It's very lifestyle based.
yeah, it's a lifestyle thing. And like, it fits like where I kind of wanted to take my work and get away from just pure landscape.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, let's just try this. So I sat down, figured out how to edit it. And literally like the other day we were talking about it. There was a shot I saw of his and I sent it to you. And I was like, and I think maybe I sent it to you too, or I showed you later. And I was like, if I didn't tell you whose photo this was, you could have guessed that it was mine.
I remember I saw it before you sent, or no, I may have seen it before you sent it to me, but, or no, you sent it to me. And I remember I was thinking like, yeah, this is a Luke Furman photo. And then I saw it was Short Stash and I was like, oh no, it's a Short Stash photo.
Because like the edit was, I mean, the
and-
way I edit now is basically the same exact thing. Because
Yeah,
it was
well-
also like a deserty shot, so that helped too.
Yeah. Well, it was a deserty shot, and then like the way that he framed his stuff, because it was a portrait, and it was like dead on, equivalent to how you would shoot a portrait.
Yeah, like I mean, it was. I mean, unmistakable. Like that could have been my work. If I just didn't tell anyone, I just like took the photo and shared it to people. They'd be like, "That's a cool photo."
Yeah.
And then they would have believed that I took it.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, for me, that's kind of a cool thing. It's like I always like had thought like, does this mean I made it? Like,
Yeah.
did I accomplish what I set out to do? Like, and it's just kind of fun to like see. Oh, like I saw a style I liked, and I want to take my work closer towards that, and I did it. And now like that's just my work. That's like the look I'm kind of known for now too. And I don't know, it's a cool thing. It's different than being like, oh, I want to like totally change the way I take photos and improve like my composition, anything like that. It's just like it's a style thing. It's a look, and it's another way that you can, improve your craft, find inspiration to change what you're doing. And I don't know. For me, Garrett King was, again, he's the main reason I made a second Instagram account.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the truth of it. I saw him like, I want to do that, but I'm not going to do it on this account.
Yeah. I remember we had a lot of conversations about that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my second guy. Again, big influence. I mean, especially now at the work I'm doing now, it's big influence on my stuff.
Yeah. He's got great work.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
So if you're not following Short Stash,
go follow Short Stash. He's got a second account, Long Stash. It's like all his behind the scenes kind of stuff too. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, go follow him, please. Like, kind of means a lot to me because that's what I base my whole account off of now too. So it's like, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw it back to you, Chandler.
Okay.
You got another guy you want to throw out here?
I probably have too many, honestly.
Yeah, we're going to stick with like probably just 2 or 3 each.
Yeah.
I think. So we'll make a little loop back around.
Yeah. Which the third one's going to be hard. But my next one is the guy who kind of ties with Michael Shainblum. I've actually been following his work since I think even before I got into photography. I did. I'm trying to remember the timeline on this. My mom sent me like his account on Instagram. She was like, "You got to check this guy out. Like he takes really cool pictures." And I was like, "Oh, this is neat." And then I kind of was getting into photography, starting to get into photography, and he's always been a huge inspiration the entire time. But this is Michael Sadovsky, I think it's how you say his last name. But his name is kind of like Short Stash. His Instagram name is Mind's Eye.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know him by name.
Yeah, Michael Sadovsky, Mind's Eye on Instagram. Some of the coolest, like dark, moody, ethereal imagery I've ever seen in my life, and like this guy's a true artist. Obviously I love his work for the photo aspect, but I also love his work for the editing and all the post-processing and just the creation of art. That's why I love his stuff. I actually just recently purchased his book. It's one of the first photo books I've ever bought. And it's just like every single page is just like, oh my gosh, like these are phenomenal. And he's very well, he's a travel photographer, so he does a lot of landscapes, but he does a lot of cityscapes. And I love cityscapes a lot. I don't really shoot a lot of cityscapes, mainly because like Salt Lake is just, it's not a great skyline, this guy's like shooting New York and London and Paris and all these things, so it's like whatever. But the way that he captures a feeling and a mood in his photos is unlike anything I've ever seen. So, yeah, he's incredible, and I've always tried to. This is part of why a lot of my photos stay kind of moody-ish, is because I've always just loved that kind of style of imagery. Is very dark and, I don't know, emotional kind of photos. So
yeah, I think this is kind of cool because I know the account, I know of him, but I don't even know if I follow him. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just one of those things. Like, you and me have definitely come from different paths to get to where we are in the photo world, and like, I don't really know much of his stuff. I know it's great. I know he's a big name, but it's just interesting because like, no matter where you come, you're gonna find certain people that you're drawn to, and everyone's different in what they like and what they see, and you know, it takes you where you are, and it's cool. Like, I can't even like comment on what he's got because I literally don't know what his work is like.
yeah, it's
I just pulled up his account because I'd never heard of him. They look like paintings.
they do.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, and it's like, well, so I was actually reading his book. He's got a little snippet in there about himself, and he's talking about how like I think his grandfather or father was a like an oil painter, and he was talking about how the inspiration behind a lot of his images come from these paintings of like people walking alone at night in like a snowy city, and it's just like, they're under a spotlight.
So it's funny because that's the exact photo I just found.
Yeah, that's stuff like that. And so he's talking, like in this book, he's always talking about like that's what he's trying to capture, is like that kind of alone feeling, and I think it's so cool.
He does it well.
He does. He really does, huh?
They remind me of like Thomas Kincaid paintings, where
Yeah.
they're like warm, but like also like the atmosphere outside is cold, but then like the lights that are in the scene,
lights,
it's crazy. I don't
There-
know.
There's such a cool and warm contrast in the photos. It's
Yeah. See, so like what I like about this, just like going through some of these, is almost like the I don't know if it's like texture is the right word, but it's like very smooth.
yeah.
And almost like, I mean, painting's a good one, but like, I don't know, like almost like it's just a digital image. Like you just made it, and like it's not like a real thing, but it's like supposed to be very close.
Yeah, it feels like
And
it's not real, even
Yeah.
though it is. Like these are real pictures,
Yeah,
but
like it's a really cool way to edit. And it's like to me, this is me just finding him not for the first time, but seeing this like and really looking at it, like that's something like I'd like to know how to do that.
yeah.
That's a cool look, and it's like that's inspiring.
Yeah.
Look
so
at that, you find inspiration just
Right?
like that.
Well, so you remember those photos of the Capitol that we took where it was like raining and snowing and stuff? I was trying to edit it in a way that matched that. And obviously I didn't do a great job of that because he's been doing it for years, and I was like, I'm just going to try to capture the same kind of mood, but huge inspiration. And then it's also like it's something fun that I have with like my mom, where my mom loves his work. Like my mom just loves that style of art and imagery.
And you'll never be as good as him in your mom's mind.
Exactly, yeah. But so it's something fun that I share with her. I'll send her a photo that I took, and I'll be like, "Oh, I feel like this is almost like a mind's eye photo." She'll be like, "Oh, that kind of is. Yeah, that's cool." So it's like, I don't know. It's a fun little like photography connection that I have with my mom, because my mom's not a photographer, so it's just fun. But
Yeah, that's cool. It's a cool story.
yeah,
Really cool story. BDOTES. We're gonna go back to you. Got someone else?
Yeah. So this guy, he's not photo based, or he doesn't focus on photos. He's more of a he makes like short films. But his name's Aaron King. His handle is Deep Snap. And I don't know. I just found him like a couple months ago. I found some of his reels, and they just captured emotion and the way he color grades them. It's like super moody, lots of mist, lots of fog. He's always sipping coffee. It's just, I don't know.
I think we're missing out on the coffee game, Chandler. I think we need to start drinking coffee
seriously though.
because apparently all the big guys do it.
Right.
So, but are you done? Do you want to say anything else before I?
No,
interrupt?
I like the stuff he makes.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is like again, it's a really cool example. I mean, you just had two people. I don't know who they are, right? And like, I didn't know one. Like, I knew Mind's Eye, but not like really well. Like the three of us have come from totally different kind of directions as well.
Yeah.
And it's a really neat way to see like how everyone has come about their work and where they're going. I don't know who these people are, but I'm sure they got great stuff. If anyone finds someone inspiring, I'm sure like they're doing something right, and that's a really cool thing to take note of, right?
I did see you cringe when I said reels, but
Well, that's a different story, and Aaron, nothing personal, but just not a fan of reels. But I think it's a cool thing. It's like in a way that itself, that everyone finds their own thing, is kind of inspiring too. Not everyone's the same, and that's what makes photography, art, like super cool. Like, we all have our own perspective and what we pull from. So, okay, we're gonna go back around the horn one more time. Chandler, I'm gonna come back to you.
Come back to me.
Yeah, we're gonna go a little reverse ski here.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, pulling the reverse card Nuno. So.
I'm sitting here trying to like figure out.
So how about this? Pick one, and we'll do a little honorable mention if you want at the end.
Okay, that's a good idea.
It's fair.
Let's see. There's too many. I
have a couple I think you could pick here that like I'm anticipating, but I don't know if you can do in this or honorable mention.
I don't actually think you're expecting who.
Probably not. I don't know. Apparently I'm way off. So
yeah, you know nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, so lately, we'll do this one. So lately, I've been watching. So I don't shoot film. I tried, and I was having some issues with the film camera, and it was just. I would like to shoot film more, but it's a hassle. It's expensive, and like I don't have the means and the time to really get into it right now. As much as I love film photography, but recently I've been watching a guy. What is his name? It's another weird last name. Jason Comerfield, I think. He's on YouTube as Grainy Days, and he's a film photographer, and I've told you about him. He's the guy who makes these like 2-hour-long videos on YouTube, and he'll go do like road trips through like Route 66 or something like that and just take photos. It's kind of the same thing where he'll take a photo and then he'll put it up on the screen and give his opinion on it. And I don't know why. Like I love his work and I love his approach to photography. I love his approach to explaining why he likes and why he doesn't like certain things. And it's funny because he's very, very harsh about his photo. Like half the video, he'll put a photo up and be like, "This photo sucks," but whatever, I took it anyways. And and it's like, I love that. I love that he just has such a fun approach to photography, and he does all these different kinds of cameras and stuff. And it's something I think is really neat, and it's kind of opened my eyes to, what else I can do with photography. Like I can, if I try hard enough, I can make a picture of an abandoned gas station look really cool, and so it's been, I don't know, it's been a little bit of a, I just lost the word. I just lost my train of thought.
That's all right. It happens too. But I like where you're going though. It's like, it's one of those things like, yeah, it's not like the vast epic landscape that we go out and see. It's like,
it's much smaller stuff.
It's like, you can, if you really want to try, you can make anything look good in a photo. You said like an abandoned garage or whatever it was. Like you can do it, and it takes practice, takes skill, but like, you don't have to go all out and go to the national parks or anywhere like that.
Yeah.
You have great examples all around the house that you can take photos of, and something like that, an account where he's showing he's doing that on a regular basis. It's like, dang, like I can be better with what I do. I can be more purposeful and intentional about going out and trying to find something that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether it's big or small, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a cool mindset you can, learn from a guy like that and implement into your own work.
Yeah, and it can be fun too, and it's okay to. I think the two biggest things that I've learned from him is, one, photography can be fun. Photography is fun. I mean, for me, it's a blast. I have a fun time doing it. A lot of times, it's not the funnest. It's getting up. This last weekend, I got up in the one morning and it was 19 degrees outside. Those
days are fun.
Yeah, there was no clouds in the sky, no sunrise, and it wasn't like a very fun morning. But a lot of times it can be fun. It can be made fun. And then also, it's okay to be critical about your work, and it's okay to like look at your work and be like, yeah, this isn't great. And that only will help you be better.
Yeah.
So.
No, I love it. I think it's great. Again, different ways you find inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have one more person I want to throw out for inspiration. I want to save it for last, only because it's more personal for me.
Okay.
But it's also like someone. Did you meet her? I forget.
No, I actually didn't.
You didn't meet her, but
No.
you know, it's you know, we're talking about all these guys, all these people that realistically we just see like through social media, Instagram, YouTube, what have you. We don't know these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we may never meet these people. It's just the way life is. But like the last person I want to throw out there is someone who's very close to me,
Mm-hmm.
and is the reason I'm literally sitting here now running a podcast and a brand that highly centers around photography.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Olivia. Olivia Shively. She lives back in Indiana, where I'm from, and she's the one that got me into all this stuff. You know, like I got my camera and she kind of took me in, and you know, I helped shoot some weddings with her. You know, it's like she really was the first person that like I saw and could kind of latch onto to get involved in this craft. And there's something about that is not that I don't want to say the inspiration is not real with other people, but like it's almost more meaningful when you have someone like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And when she was out here in March, like it was the first time I kid you not, I've known her for years. And like, it's the first time that I've ever gotten a photo of her. And I can tell you right now, that moment, like when I got that photo, you know, edited and everything. And like when I got it, that is the moment where I became satisfied with my work, and it's like this now doesn't mean as much to me anymore because I basically have come full circle.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like when you find someone like that who means a lot to you, who's given you this start in everything, like there's nothing better than that,
Yeah.
you know? And we can find these people every day. You know, we hang out together, the three of us. You know, we do stuff like this. We go out and hike, you know? Like those relationships mean more to me than anything we could have that's just through social media.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not that those don't mean anything, but there's something real and physical about this that you just can't get through a screen.
Yeah.
And so to have people in your life that give you that, you know, like Olivia, you're my girl. I'm always going to pump you up. Like you're the best photographer. You know, you're better than Chandler for sure.
That's true. I've seen your stuff.
It's not saying much, but like she's always going to be the best photographer in the world to me. Just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's my relationship with her. And like with all the work that I have done, like you continue to do, it's like in a way, the only thing that matters to me is thinking that like maybe she likes what I do. And if she does, then I'm good.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters, you know. Doesn't matter if you like my photo or not. Like
I don't. So.
if she approves, that's it.
At least somebody does.
Yeah, at least someone does. You know, BDOTES will never approve.
No.
But you know, I wanted to like finish this little round table on that because it's just different than all these other people we've mentioned. You know,
Yeah.
like we can learn from all those people, but it's just nothing like, you know,
It's so much more personal. Yeah.
Truly learning the ropes from someone like who's out there with you. You know,
Mhm.
we get interactions like that. You know, like after the podcast, you know, before like you and me were chatting for 2 hours. Like it's kind of that same thing. You know,
Yeah, Chandler decided to leave, and then Luke and I just had a heart-to-heart.
little powwow.
Yeah.
But like that, those moments are for me especially. You know, I'm not going to speak for you guys, but for me, like that's more inspirational than anything I could pull from the Instagram. Because like I see say a lot of our friends on Instagram that we go out and shoot with. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all these people, but like it's not like they inspire me necessarily to go out and take photos. Like,
Yeah.
again, I'm in a different position. Like I don't care as much anymore. But like it's not. I'm not pulling my inspiration from them.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. It's different.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
but yeah, so Olivia, you're my girl. Hopefully you're watching. If you're not, follow her. She's awesome. She does portrait work, so it's a little different than what we do. But if you need wedding photos or something, she's your girl. So, so you had a couple other people. I know you might have a few people too. Let's just do a quick like shout out, honorable mention for people. I'll quickly start. You know, we talked about Peter. I'll give love to Chris and Maddie as well. I didn't watch as much of their stuff as I did Peter. I know you, BDOTES, hadn't heard of either of these two guys.
Right.
But like they do great work as well. You
Yeah.
know, they do a lot of similar stuff that Peter does. Obviously, they're all friends.
Mm-hmm.
But like they are definitely inspirational as well. I know a lot of people see their stuff. They maybe gravitate to one of those guys over the other, whatever. But like they also are big actors in this space as well who have motivated a ton of people to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it my turn?
Can I take a guess at whose yours are?
Yeah, take a guess.
Because there's a couple. I know I mentioned one to you, and you might say this too, but one, and I think this is like a gimme. Like this is just an easy putt for me. Is Nigel Danson?
Oh, I mean, you're really close. But
Really?
yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean,
know-
he's on there. He's on the list, but
Yeah, like he's one I think deserves a little mention because he does great work. He does a lot of the same kind of like walk through stuff. Just takes you out in the field and
yeah,
tells you what he sees.
yeah,
He was another one of mine who I watched frequently last year.
yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I've watched so much Nigel Danson.
Yeah, and I didn't watch him, but I know who he is. You've talked about him a lot. Like he's cool.
Yeah.
Another one, and this is more so because you went through a phase with him for sure. I don't know if you still watch him or not, but is Nick Page?
I do. He is. Yeah.
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 I'll let you talk about because you know more about his stuff.
Yeah. No, Nick Page is kind of like I mean, he's kind of like Michael Chamberlain for me. I mean, like, he very, very cool. Well, I guess, I mean, in a way, if I think about it, he's almost like a combination of, if I take Mind's Eye and Michael Chamberlain, like the moodiness of Mind's Eye and then like the incredible landscapes of Michael Chamberlain, that's Nick Page to me. And I've learned more about editing, like in Photoshop, from him than probably any other photographer. He's got all these, long edit. Like I do these editing tutorial sessions. He's done a few of those over the years, and those have taught me so much. And I love his work. It's phenomenal. It's stunning. So
Gotcha. Anyone else besides him you like to throw out? Quick mention.
Well, if we're speaking of UK, so Nigel Danson, Thomas Heaton.
That's
Yeah, Thomas Heaton's another big one. I don't know if you watch.
That one I don't think I've seen his stuff.
Yeah, he's a lot like Nigel Danson.
Well, BDOTES will now be binging Thomas Heaton.
Yeah, Thomas Heaton is good. I highly recommend him. I also highly recommend, and this nobody's really probably going to know who this is, but Ben Horn.
You've said the name to me before.
I've heard of him.
Have
yeah.
you? Okay. He's a large format photographer, and he only does like 4 or 5 big like week-long backpacking trips a year. But he does like 5 or 6 video series where he goes out and he takes pictures of like the most random, like he'll see like a little pile of mud cracks and he'll be like, this is a nice photo. And it's like, you go, man. And I just
Love it.
yeah. And he's very soft spoken and just very like thoughtful in the way that he's taking his photos. And I don't know, it's very like calming for me. And it's kind of inspired me to pay a little bit more attention to smaller scenes and the smaller stuff. So yeah, definitely want to shout him out as well.
Cool.
Did he write a book about like him and his dog a few years ago?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a similar name, but I
Maybe.
think that's where I heard of him.
Huh.
But
Gotcha. All right, BDOTES, anyone else you want to do a quick shout out for?
yeah, so I've kind of hit like the upper tier person, mid tier,
And then there's Chandler on the low tier.
Yeah.
We're saving, like, we have 7 more people before we get to Chandler. So. No, this guy, his name's Reef Gearhart. He lives in Montana.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time his stuff comes up, it's simple, it's well edited, it's just nice to look at.
He's got good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I follow him as well. He's got really good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Good.
he's a guy we should link up with.
Yeah,
I like it.
He's got a smaller Instagram account, but I don't want to see your thunder, but yeah, he's got good work.
Yeah.
I like it. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Besides that, and I want to be quick with this as well, just because we're going long here, but hey, it is what it is.
It is past my bedtime.
Yeah, definitely past your son's bedtime. But I want to just quickly, if there's anyone, be specific. Don't like just say everyone, but like if there's one of our people that we get to see or hang out with, chat with on a regular basis, one of our friends that's here, that whatever that we know, is there someone like that inspires you as well?
Photo wise?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. We've got a lot of really,
Again,
really talented.
be more specific. Like, be choosy with this because I don't want
Yeah.
to go crazy with time.
Do you have somebody?
Like who's your 1 or 2?
I've wanted to delve into wildlife photography, so Ashton.
Ashton.
Ashton's the man.
Ashton is the man.
He
Ashton.
just got I think he got a 600 prime
He did.
after talking about it.
Yep.
And yeah.
XC Jones Media on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's a stud. So good.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm gonna say Brad. Brad Coach.
Dude, Bradley's the man.
How do you say his last name?
Couture.
It is Couture. Okay.
Yeah.
I always feel weird.
Bradley,
messing up.
dude, Brad, you are so underrated.
He's got such phenomenal work. He's such a good photographer.
I can't say you're my favorite photographer because there's someone. Well, I guess Olivia's always up there, and then there's someone else. But then you might be number 2 or number 3, I guess. But
Yeah.
like, he's the man.
Yeah.
And he's slept on my couch, so that's pretty sweet.
That's true. He has, yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't slept on mine. So
Yeah. No, but Brad, BC Photos, definitely go follow him.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 that I'll throw out. One is one that you and me have both met. I don't think BDOTES has met him, but is Road Wanderer, Ben LaMarca.
Ben LaMarca, yeah.
And that's just because of what he does, how he approaches life and photography. Like, he just goes and wanders and finds stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we should all be more like
He
him.
goes and finds cool rocks and just takes pictures
Yeah,
of
if
them.
there's anyone I want to go get lost in the desert with, it's him.
Yep.
And the second guy I want to mention, and I've long said, like, he's the photographer I want to go shoot with the most, is Wyatt Schaefer.
Yes, yeah.
That dude's a stud.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like losing interest in photo. He keeps my interest.
Yeah.
If I get a chance to go shoot with him, you better believe I'm taking that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'll be interested once again to go do that and be creative. So
he's one of the people who comments most on my pictures.
that's because he's a G, dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Wyatt
Yeah.
is the
Hyper upper.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, Wyatt, if you ever get a chance to come out to Utah, you come out here. We're gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to just shout out those couple guys too.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's good exercise. Figure out where we pull our inspiration from, and especially again, recognize some people who like we actually can know and get out and shoot with, because that's a big part of it too. So I mentioned Olivia earlier. So that's all we got for today's episode. Inspirational stuff. We have one more thing we're going to close the episode with. Every episode, we are now adding something to the table. You know, a little trinket in the back. We want to just, continue to kind of be fun and creative and connect with you guys. If you guys would like to send us something to put on the desk here, please do. We'd love to do that and feature you guys. Be awesome.
Yeah.
I thought you had something you want to say.
Oh no, I was just
Oh, awkward pause.
Yeah.
Awesome. You look like you were going to say something. Okay.
No.
But yeah, so we're going to add him to the desk today, and BDOTES is the one that's going to put this up
BDOTES
today.
got-
BDOTES, what do you got for us?
So this is a book my uncle gave us when we first moved to Utah, 60 miles or hikes within 60 miles. It just kind of gave me inspiration for places to check out when we first moved here. Kind of a good starting point. Got some easy stuff in there. Some
Great
more-
little guidebook.
yeah,
Yeah.
some more difficult hikes, and
Yeah. It's a good
and
little...
now I have Luke Furman, who has the entire state of Utah pinned. So
Yeah, he doesn't need that book anymore. He's got
No,
me.
That's why it's going on the table.
But no, it's a great little book. We looked through it just quickly. I looked at Lake Blanche, of course. Basically my home. But yeah, it's got some just good info on the hike and like the scene, like what you're going through and like how it formed or whatever too. Like it's
Right.
it's a cool little
Yeah.
cool little piece.
A
So
lot of good info in here.
it's a great addition to the table, BDOTES.
We're learning about the granite, the peaks of Sundial. What
I don't
what were you
remember what it
reading?
was. I mean, I know it already, so it's
Yeah, it's true.
you know.
You live at Lake Blanche, so
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because there's a notation at the beginning that's like every mileage length is based off of where like I-15 and I-80 meet, and that's where they're all measured from.
Right.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
Yep.
I saw
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a cool little piece for the table. So
Yeah.
we're going to throw that in the back right there. Again, if you are listening or watching this video, if you'd like us to put something of yours up here, send us a little trinket. Get in touch with us. We'd be more than happy to throw it up here. It's what we want to do. We want to connect with you guys and kind of make you guys a part of the show. So
Yep.
it's just a fun little thing. So,
Well, Peter,
Chris, Maddie,
Well, Chris and Peter.
Maddie, and Peter,
this has been Real Dope Squad. We're going to have to do this again sometime.
this has been dope.
This has been dope.
It's been really dope.
I mean, we have to start thinking about what we're going to do for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, what are we going to dress up as?
That's a high bar. We've set a high bar with this.
We really.
I mean,
did.
I have tattoos.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't have tattoos.
But you have a
But-
makeup beard.
I do have a makeup beard. Yeah.
No, but this has been a great episode. A lot of fun. It's more fun for us to kind of do that. And this is probably the most fun we've had doing something just because we get to dress up.
I mean,
Yeah.
the 20 minutes before we started, we were just giggling.
Yeah, well, we don't need to tell them about that.
Okay,
you
I
know,
take that back.
All those bloopers that
Yeah.
we may or may
Yeah.
not show. Who knows?
I think we
uh,
should.
It only took 7 takes.
Hey, the people don't need to know that.
No.
Okay?
This was the first time.
I don't make mistakes.
No.
But yeah, we're gonna leave you guys there. Again, be sure to go like this video, leave a comment if you got other people that you think are inspirational as well. Subscribe to our channel and find us on all major podcasting platforms. Okay, so that's it. We'll see you guys later. One last what's up, everyone.
That was solid.
Bro,
you done?